All right, Shalom. I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Baal Shem, Yahweh Shai, Baal Shem, Rachak, Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and salutations to all the hopeful elect, pushing out this word in sincerity and in truth. This is Brother Dequar from the DC camp. Coming at you with a quick lesson, and I'm entitled it Eunuchs for the Lord. And based on, well, I was inspired from this scripture right here, and pretty much that's what we are to be. We are spiritual eunuchs for the Lord, and I'm going to explain what I mean. So this is Matthew 19, verse 12. It says, "For there are some eunuchs which were so born from their mother's womb, and there are some eunuchs which were made eunuchs of men, and there be eunuchs which have made themselves eunuchs for the kingdom of heaven's sake. He that is able to receive it, let him receive it." All right. Let's first get the word eunuch in here. This is the Greek. And I'm also get the Hebrew word for it.
Strong's G 2135. Eunuchos. Eunuchos.
Eunuchos. It says a bed keeper, bed guard, superintendent of the bed chamber, a chamberlain, in the palace of Oriental monarchs who support numerous wives, the superintendent of the woman's apartment or harem, an office held by eunuchs. It says an emasculated man, a eunuch. Eunuchs in Oriental courts held by other offices of greater, held by the Ethiopian eunuch mentioned in Acts 8:27-39, one naturally incapacitated for marriage, begetting children, one who voluntarily abstains from marriage. Right, one who voluntarily abstains from marriage, okay? Now, let me see something. Because I want to break down that scripture first. Yeah, deprived of strength of power, debilitated. And that's the one, that was the first example. All right? The ones who was born that way. They can't, naturally they can't do it. You know? Let me see something. It's pretty much saying the same thing. So in the ancient world, well, all right, I'll break it down. This is Matthew 19, verse 12. It says, "For there are some eunuchs which were so born from their mother's womb." You know, some people either, you know, they incapable of doing it, you know, and or they was just or it was some that was made eunuchs of men, which that happened to us. When we went into captivity, we became eunuchs of men, like you just seen with the example of the Ethiopian eunuch, you know. Now, back in the day, when it said they was put over one of many wives, they would actually castrate these men, you know, so that they wouldn't have sex or wouldn't be tempted to have sex with their wives. All right? But that doesn't necessarily mean they had to be castrated, because it was just someone that held an office, okay? And then it says, what is that? And then there be eunuchs which have made themselves eunuchs for the kingdom of heaven's sakes. He that is able to receive it, let him receive it. Now I'm going to explain what I mean, because there is exact physical abstaining from women, and there's a spiritual abstaining from women. Okay? But let me get the physical part first. This is 1 Corinthians, like Paul, for example. He didn't have a woman, you know? This is 1 Corinthians 7, verse 6. It says, "But I speak this by permission and not of commandment. For I would that all men were even as I myself. But every man have his proper gift of the Most High, one after this manner and another after that." Which he said he will want you to be as him, because he didn't have a woman. You know, because that's what they was actually talking about when you look into this. Now, I want to get the exact point. Oh, okay, I'll just keep reading. It says, "I say therefore to the unmarried and widows, it is good for them if they abide even as I. But if they cannot contain, let them marry, for it is better to marry than to burn." So it said it's better to marry than to burn. And remember, he said he speak this by permission, okay? Because it's not a commandment. So that when when we say that we're spiritual eunuchs, that doesn't mean you can't have a woman. You know what I'm saying? All right, so, but he's actually talking physical right here. Why? He gonna break it down. And let me jump down now. And pretty much he breaking down exactly what Yahweh Shai was saying, because the disciples was asking, so it's not good to marry, and it was talking about putting away a woman and things like that, and adultery. So let me I want to get to the exact point that I want. I think it's further down. So I get. Yeah. All right, so I start from right here. This is 1 Corinthians 7 verse 29. It says, but this I say, brethren, the time is short. It remaineth that both they that had wives be as though they had none. Yeah, because in these times of great distress, you know, and confusion, in these times it would be better if you didn't, you know. So, and we supposed to conduct ourselves as if we don't, in terms of not giving them all your time. Now you go break it down. It says, verse 30, and they that weep as though they weep not, and they that rejoice as though they rejoice not, and they that buy as though they possess not, and they that use this world as not abusing it, for the fashion of this world passeth away. But I would have you without carefulness. He that is unmarried care for the things that belong to the Lord, how he may please the Lord. And that's the whole point. If you unmarried, if you without a wife, you care for the things that please, how you may please the Lord, you know, and the things that belong to the Lord. You know, even the scriptures say, if you a bishop, you should only have of one wife, if you have one, you know, if you seek the office of a bishop. So you got to care for the things of the Lord. I think it's going to say what I wanted to say. I'm going to keep reading. It says, but he that is married care for things that are of the world, how he may please his wife. See? And we know that to be true. You got a woman, you got to spend time with a woman, man. You know? So you care for some of the things of this world, how you may please your wife. It says, there is a difference also between a wife and a virgin. The unmarried woman care for the things of the Lord, that she may be holy, both in body and in spirit. But she that is married care for the things of the world, how she may please her husband. And this I speak for your own profit, not that I may cast a snare upon you, but for that which is comely, and that ye may attend to the Lord without distraction. See? Yeah, because the scriptures say that if you have a woman, you're going to have trouble in the flesh, man. So you're going to pretty much, you want to attend to that. All right? All right, but that's what I wanted right there. Let me get the one in the Hebrew. I want to get the one in the Hebrew. Isaiah 56. Now, it was times when we became eunuchs, like for other ones. Like if you go to Isaiah the 39th chapter, or it talks about we being eunuchs for the king of Babylon, man. You know. All right, this is Isaiah 56 verse 1. It says, thus saith Yahweh, keep ye judgment and do justice, for my salvation is near to come, and my righteousness is to be revealed. Now, these are the things that the Lord cares of, you know? So keep judgment and do justice, for salvation is near to come, and the righteousness to be revealed. It says, blessed is the man that doeth this, and the son of man that layeth hold unto it, that keepeth the Sabbath from polluting it, and keepeth his hand from doing any evil. Neither let the son of the stranger that have joined himself to Yahweh speak, saying, Yahweh have utterly separated me from his people. Neither let the eunuch say, behold, I am a dry tree. Right. And it said, neither let that son, because we the strangers that been joined unto the Lord. And we ain't saying that he removed him from, he removed us from the people, man. You know, because we being removed and separated for his cause, to be made holy. But I'm going to get that right here. Verse 4 says, for thus saith Yahweh unto the eunuchs that keep my Sabbaths, and choose the things that please me, and take hold of my covenant. Now, it's not talking about somebody that was castrated or don't have a woman. Let's get this word. The Hebrew word is sarayim. Sarayim. Sarayus, my bad. Sarius. And it says official eunuch. All right. Now you go down. It says what? Damn. Right here. It says from an unused root, meaning to castrate a eunuch, by implication valet, you know, especially of the female apartments, and thus a minister of the state, a chamberlain, a eunuch, right? Because they actually castrated them and to put them over that. But it doesn't necessarily mean to castrate. Let me get it. Or it doesn't always mean that, I should say. So you read this, you go into the lexicon. It says the eunuch, one castrated, the root, blah blah blah, of as such as the Eastern kings were accustomed to set over the care of their women. And hey, just like Paul, and I'm talking about for the Lord, even though he physically didn't abstain from women, but that wasn't everyone. That everybody got their own office, but he physically didn't deal with women, but he was set over the woman of the Lord, so to speak. You know, remember he said that he had to he wanted you to be a chaste virgin unto the Lord. All right, he's jealous over you with a godly jealousy, for he espoused you to be a chaste virgin to the Lord, man. So he set over the Lord's woman. And it says and that in the other offices of the court, blah blah. Now here's the second definition. It says any minister of the court, although not castrated, and they gave some examples. Although it is difficult to determine in what places the primary meaning of the word is preserved and in what it is lost. I will now jump down. I don't know if I can't highlight it, but it's at the bottom. It says, however, always renders it in this Arabic a eunuch faithful, as eunuchs were considered remarkable for their fidelity to their masters. And that's what I mean by being a spiritual eunuch, being faithful to your master. And we know whom our master is, who is in heaven, man. All right, and that's where Revelation 14:4 comes in. Revelation 14 verse 4 says, these are they which were not defiled with woman, for they are virgins. These are they which follow the Lamb whithersoever he goeth. These were redeemed from among men, being the firstfruits unto the Most High and to the Lamb. So these virgins was not defiled with women, man. You know? And we talking about the spiritual woman, man. the strange woman, man. You was a virgin. You know, pure. You wasn't what is it? Corrupted by these philosophies, man. You know, defiled by these philosophies. You got a pure mind. Your mind wasn't defiled. All right. Now I'm gonna get this last scripture. Oh, it says, verse 5. It says, and in their mouth was found no guile, for they are without fault before the throne of the Most High. All right. And let me get this last scripture. It is in Wisdom of Solomon 3. And I don't know where I want to start. This is Wisdom of Solomon 3 and in verse 14 it says, and blessed is the eunuch which with his hands have wrought no iniquity, nor imagined wicked things against the Most High. For unto him shall be given the special gift of faith and the inheritance in the temple of the Lord, more acceptable to his mind. All right. So scripture say, blessed is that eunuch, man, which wrought no iniquity with his hands. Because you are pretty much set over the Lord's affairs, man. You know, nor imagine any wicked thing against the Most High. You was faithful to your master. And then you shall be given that special gift of faith and the inheritance in the temple of the Lord, which is more acceptable to his mind, man. You know? And that's pretty much the lesson, man. You know, being a spiritual eunuch for the Lord. You know, not defiling yourself with these women. Abstaining from these women. And we talking about the woman of the world. Not physical, which you could be a physical eunuch. Or abstaining from women, because it would take up your time, but that's not necessarily what it means all the time. Which is why Yahushua said, You know, it's for, if you can hear it, then, or if you can receive it, then receive it, you know. But Lord willing, that was edifying. Until the next lesson, I want to say shalom.